What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and this is going to be my first impression as well as thoughts and discussions about Book 6 FEH Channel, which also includes the new Awakening units as well as the new PvP game mode, Summoner Duels. So I've played this game mode quite a bit now, so I can definitely help you get started, and this video in general is going to bring you up to the speed. So let me know about your thoughts about all of these topics in the comments as well. So the first thing that we see is the opening cutscene for Book 6. So there is no Vanaheim, instead we are back to Embla, and there's of course going to be conflict with Asker. And I do like the development between Veronica and Alphonse where they smiled at each other. So we know that Emblean people are unfortunately affected by the curse because of the Emblean dragon, I believe. So it pretty much makes them really aggressive towards Asker, and they try to invade Asker. That's pretty much how Veronica's father died. And we can pretty much see that in the trailer that after Veronica gets affected, she gets aggressive towards Order of Heroes, and she feels really sad because this is the first time that she actually has friends, and now she's just, attacking them because of this curse, is what I'm pretty much assuming, because all of these units have this kind of aura around them. And here we have got this Alm guy, and we also have Veronica's older sister. It's probably going to be one of the main antagonists of the story, I feel like. Unfortunately, they didn't show Bruno here. I definitely expected him. And the new OC is super cute, so I really love that. And the violin in Book 6 theme is really amazing. I really love how distinct these themes are for each book. So pretty excited about this book, as we are going to be learning more about Embla's history and also Asker's history, just going back to the roots. And I hope that we can get Veronica and Bruno as playable units finally in this book, because if they've been saving up those units, then this is gonna be the perfect book to release them, maybe in a midpoint banner or at the end of this book or something like that. So here we have got Ash as our free OC unit, which we're gonna be getting out of Book 6, and she's a colorless infantry beast, and she is actually the retainer of Asker God. So that is interesting. And then we have got this guy, Elm, and I actually really like his sadistic reactions in this opening cutscene, so I'm really interested in how his personality is going to be affecting Book 6. And then we have Letizia, and she's pretty much like an older sister to Veronica. She's not actually her older sister, is what I got from this opening, but she is pretty much like that sister figure. And she does have this green aura around her, which definitely makes me think that she's going to be the villain, because all of the villains in Book of Fae are green. You have got Surtur, Veronica, Hel, Freya, and now AETHER. So just makes me think that she's going to be the main antagonist, and Veronica will pretty much have to fight that kind of curse. So hoping that Bruno can also play a role in this book. And I really want to see good pacing on this story. That's pretty much one of the lacking things of Fae's story. It starts out good, but in the middle it gets really slowed down, and then the ending is kind of rushed. So I hope they can pretty much try to improve that in this book. Especially like a lot of people already are invested into these characters like Veronica, Bruno, and in general Asker and Embla. So yeah, she's going to be the reward out of chapter 1. I'm going to be using her in every single free-to-play guide. So if you do follow free-to-play guides, please do not fodder her. It is going to be your fault if you fodder her, and then you cannot use any of the free-to-play guides. I just need to give out that disclaimer, because many people just like to kill that shiny new unit for their shiny new skill. Well, I mean, Ash doesn't really have any kind of shiny new skill. She just has the Unity skill, and she does have the preference slots skill, which we are going to be talking about later on. So here we have got the all of the celebration quests and login bonuses. I'm mainly excited about the dragon flowers because they are really hard to come by. Not gonna be getting too many orbs, just 3 orbs, pretty much it. And we can have some Aetherite's quest. I really like these structures, the cow structure, the bat structure, referencing Embla. I mean, Elm is pretty much a bat, I guess. Yeah. And we have the castle design change. I like this a lot, actually. It looks pretty chill. And now we move on to the Awakening unit. So we do have the trailer, and I think I'm going to be taking a look at that instead, because we can see the kits of these units. So we have a pretty nice new opening for the trailers now, representing Book 6 with Embla gates and stuff like that. So the first unit is going to be Priam, and he is going to be having the Ragnall, of course. So he's a sword infantry unit. This batch actually has 3 sword infantry units pretty much. So there's a lot of competition for him. He has got Ancient Ragnall, which gives him the distant counter built into it. And if he's above half health, or if he's got a bonus active on him, then he can inflict -6 attack and defense debuff on the foe during the combat. So all things considered, this is a pretty tame weapon, honestly, in Gen 6. There's just so many sword infantry units, and I feel like I like Yanfei, which is a free unit from this batch, a lot more than Priam in terms of a sword infantry unit. He of course has pretty good skills here. He has got attack defense ideal, null follow-up, and rouse speed defense 4. So we did get the attack and speed version on Ascended Leg Yarn, and now they're just continuing on with the rouse skills here. So yeah, infantry units can have access to both oath skills and rouse skills. So Priam is pretty much going to be showcasing that. We already know his stats, so it's pretty standard stuff for a sword infantry unit. 41 base attack and 40 speed. These are confirmed stats from the data mine. And then we've got Flavia, and she's another sword infantry unit. She's certainly more unique than Priam because of her weapon, which is actually pretty unique for a melee unit because she basically has the Deadeye effect in terms of cutting through the damage reduction skills. So Lioness Blade gives her -1 special cooldown, and at start of combat, if she's above 25% HP, then she can get +6 attack and speed, and just pierces through any kind of damage reduction skills. And then if she's above 25% HP, and if the foe is above 75% HP, then she can get special acceleration per attack of hers. So she doesn't really need to run Flashing Blade or Heavy Blade to get these special charges, and this pretty much requires the enemy to have that threshold HP, and it also requires her to be above 25% HP. So considering that, attack speed push 4 is probably not the best skill for her because of the recall damage. And you obviously do not want to run Savage Blow or something like that on her because the opponent needs to be above 75% HP. She comes with a new line of skill in Red Feud, and this is a pretty interesting skill because against a red opponent, it is going to be acting like Brahmimon's Impenetrable Dark. So it is going to be disabling any of the supporting skills that the red foe is getting, and it inflicts -4 debuff to all of their stats during the combat. And during the combat, it will just disable any kind of support skills of red foes. So for example, if you have someone like Mail Korin, then his entire supportive kit is going to be getting shut down by this Red Feud. So this kind of skill only works against a specific color, and red being for Flavia here. But I'll have to see if this actually stops the save skills, because in the text it says it disables skills of all foes excluding the foe in combat. So we'll have to see if this is actually going to be affecting the save skills or not. I don't think we have any kind of confirmation about that right now, so it's still up to the debate. But if it disables the save skills, then Red Feud can be a huge thing. But if it doesn't, then it's pretty much like an Impenetrable Dark against the red opponents. So yeah, we'll have to see if this is going to be doing that or not. I'll be, covering this in my banner review in depth, and we'll be knowing about that till then. Her stat spread is really similar to Priam, but of course she does have a better preferred weapon. Even though Priam has got distant counter weapon, I still think that this weapon is overall going to be better, and it's just going to be a bit more unique because it cuts through the damage reduction, and that is quite going to be standing out for a melee unit of all things. And she can also get the special acceleration. So I personally like Flavia a bit more as the sword infantry unit from this banner pretty much. And then we've got Basilio. He's actually the demote of this banner, and unfortunately he doesn't have a preferred weapon. He is an axe infantry unit, so it is pretty competitive with Ninja Hana, Ninja Shamir, stuff like that. And he is really not going to be as fast as those two. Instead, he's pretty much like a bulkier axe infantry unit with high base attack of 43 and defense of 36. His speed is kind of workable, I guess, at base 33. But only at max investment if you really invest into that. And he pretty much has the non-seasonal version of Huge Fan Plus. He's got attack defense bond and attack tactics. So nothing really too outstanding, but if you've been waiting for Basilio, then he can be a pretty nice unit here at max investment, of course, as a Gen 6 unit, and can be useful in arena scoring too. So we have got Ashe as the new mythic unit. It's pretty surprising to me that they didn't even show her kit in the FEH channel itself. I guess they're really moving on to the new PvP mode. So here she is as a colorless infantry beast, and as a light mythic unit she can boost your attack. she's got Horn of Opening, which is a pretty stacked weapon. It gives her -1 special cooldown, and if she's within 3 spaces of an ally, then it pretty much gives her this kind of spendthrift effect where she can get +6 attack during the combat and inflict -6 attack on the foe. So this allows you to have better heavy blade checks, especially for Gale Force. Depending on the allies that she's got within 3 spaces of her, she can get more effects. So if there are 2 or more allies within 3 spaces of her, then she can get the guaranteed follow-up attack, which is extremely good because Ashe is pretty slow otherwise. And if there are 3 or more allies, then she can get the follow-up negation, which makes her pretty bulky with her stat spread, of course. And at start of combat, she of course has the standard base transformation condition, but she also gets the similar effect to Nyla's weapon Refine, where she has the anti-guard effect built into her weapon, and she also has the anti-special acceleration. So if she's going to be attacking someone like Fallen Edelgard, she's not going to be eating Bonfire right off the bat, and she can also just trigger her special despite having the guard skill on someone like Fallen Edelgard or Special Fighter Brave Hector. So this makes her a really strong Gale Force unit. I'll be expanding more on her in my full in-depth review, but overall she is a really strong unit. She opens up the 6th slot in Light Season, and this means that she's going to be a very valuable unit, especially if you haven't pulled for Dagger or Uller. And even if you have pulled Dagger like I have, and I also have Uller, she's still a really good unit to consider because she's going to be easily available on this banner where you can spark and get the guaranteed merge. And of course the odds are much better on this banner compared to the legendary banner, and she's probably going to be winning in the Forging Bonds hopefully, so we could get another merge down the line later next year. So yeah, she's a really good mythic unit that you could consider, and we're not even getting started on her support. This is just based on her weapon. So she's got Bonfire, Attack Defense Unity, and she's got Lull Attack Defense. All of these skills are really good. You can of course run Gale Force on her because she can make fantastic use of Heavy Blade because of the attack debuff that she can get. And then she's got the Slotsy skill Opening Retainer, and this skill is just so stacked because it is pretty much Summer Tana's Weapon Refine built into this one skill. So she can enable the Super Guidance, which allows allies within 2 spaces to move within 2 spaces of Ashe, and that is just gonna be opening up so much teleportation shenanigans. As it is, there's just so many teleportation going on with Peony's Orders buff, but Ashe just adds on to that and can make for a lot of really good aggressive plays. So if you're running Gale Force team, Head and Run team, all of those strategies become much better with Ashe. I guess she doesn't really affect tanking that much because she's not going to be helping you with the guidance that much because you're going to be mostly just end turning. But still, she does have that Joint Drive attack built into this skill as well. So overall, a really fantastic light mythic. I'm just very impressed with her. It's not easy to be a super good mythic, and she functions really well as a Gale Force unit, can provide you that support. So she's again like a hybrid where she's really good in combat but also provides that amazing support. The trailer does not really show Miriel, but we have seen her in the FEH channel, and she's gonna be an instant demote unit from this patch. She's a blue infantry unit, and she's actually gonna be available from the quest, unlike Tanith. So that is pretty amazing. So Book 6 quests are gonna be providing 2 copies of her, and here we can see Miriel's stat spread. So she has got pretty much 37 base attack and 40 speed. So she's quite offensive, and if you like her a lot, then she can be a good blue mage to invest into. But of course, she does have competition with a lot of the premium blue infantry mages in general. She's got Bloodlion Plus, which is not the greatest weapon. Pack Blooms is going to be better than it most of the time. And then she's got Attack Speed Ideal at 5-star. So having the Ideal skill in the normal summoning pool is really great because even the tier 3 version of the Ideal skill is fantastic and it works in both phases. And if you have Louise, then her fodder value does get increased because you can inherit the tier 4 version of the Ideal skill as well as the dual rally skill from Louise or the Oath skill. So Miriel does have amazing fodder with that Ideal skill and also speed resistance link. So yeah, pretty nice instant demote unit honestly. Even with her stat spread, she is viable of course if you invest into her. And there's also Yanfei as the Grantor Battle unit, and Yanfei is pretty insane. So he is the Grantor Battle unit with a variant of Amatsu. So as you can see here, he has got distant counter and he destroys this blue mage. And if you actually watch this correctly, he does have the damage reduction as well. So let's go back to the trailer layout, and here we can see the weapon and the stats of Yanfei. So he has got Carnage Amatsu, and this gives him +3 speed, distant counter, and damage reduction if he's solo. And that is insane for a free unit. And his stat spread is also really viable. He has got 37 base attack, 42 speed. He also has speed super boon, by the way, and 32 defense and 28 resistance. So he makes for a really top tier free to play unit for arena scoring, because he's got distant counter in his weapon, the damage reduction, and also really good stat spread. So he's a fantastic Grail unit. So book 6 has started really well with the free unit like Yanfei, unlike book 5, which just gave us a lot of grandeur battle units with no preferred weapons. So really excited for Yanfei as a Grail option. Absolutely fantastic. Gonna be making a full review on him very soon. So the banner is gonna be happening tomorrow, and it is gonna be having 2 red units and Ash and Basilio. So you should definitely be summoning on this banner. Sparking a mythic is always good, and it's a pretty rare occasion in general. So you should really not be leaving any kind of chance of sparking a mythic, because they're really rare units. And now let's move on to the new game mode, which is going to be a PvP game mode, real-time PvP in Summoner Duels. So I have actually played this game mode quite a bit because it's already out, and I'm just going to be giving you my first impressions and how this game mode functions. Of course, you can see the FEH channel if you want that kind of info, but from my experience, I'll just share some tips basically. So here I have my account, and I've already gotten 120 favor level. So you can actually get the rewards here, and these are one-time rewards. They have not really said that these are going to be resetting. Instead, they have actually said on Twitter that they're going to be adding more rewards on top of this, and you can actually get a Pharma Soul for free from this game mode, which is absolutely insane. And it also provides you with a lot of Dragon Flowers and also respectable amount of Divine Dews here. So really good rewards, but of course you'll have to farm this. Now the best thing about this game mode is that even if you lose, you're still going to be getting the favor level increased. Of course, it is not going to be as much as when you win, but in general, people who are casual and competitive, I feel like can enjoy this. So if you don't want to do the competitive favor battles, you can always do the practice duel against the AI, or you can even do the free duel against your friends. So here you can pretty much set the password, and the people who have got the same password can pretty much play among each other, and you're going to be finding those opponents. So if you are in some kind of Discord server, I guess, or you just have some kind of friend group, you can definitely set a password and play among yourself with restrictions that you can set. So if you don't want to play with the power creep, which is the Canto skills, the save skills, the harmonic duo units, all of that, you can pretty much have the restriction of only having units to book 3 and prior, which is a really good restriction. That is going to be having a completely different metagame than a no restrictions matchmaking setting. And you can of course set the rules as you want, just the custom rules of 30 seconds or time limit or no time whatsoever, the map, and level 40 no support. If you can turn that on or off. So it's pretty good. You can just play with your friends by using free duel. But of course, if you want to get the favor points, then you need to play the favor battles. And like I said, even if you lose, you can still get the favor points and get the rewards. And I think the rewards are really worth it. Now, few things that I have to keep in mind. Now, a few things that you have to keep in mind is that the way you play this game mode is different. There are different rules. You cannot have more than one unit who has got save. You cannot have duplicate units on the same team. You cannot have multiple dancers here. So yeah, I've played a couple of times here. So I'll just share this replay which I had. And in general, there are going to be some units which are going to be broken in this game mode. Like Yuri is absolutely insane in this game mode. And units with Canto like Brave Erica, which I'm using right now, is also really insane. You'll see in a moment why. And of course, you can only bring one unit with a savior skill. So I decided to bring my +10 Felix here. So the reason why a save skill is really good is because you can attack and then retreat with a Canto unit and then protect them with the save skill. So certain units are going to be really good. Like Bright Katria is pretty good in this game mode, especially for giving the orders buff here. So I like that. The mobility is definitely a big part of this game mode. the more threat range you have, the better it is, of course, to force off your opponents. As you can see, which I'm doing, I don't have the greatest threat range, like I'm not using Yuri and stuff like that. You could have even more oppressive team. So it is going to be like resulting into stall at times, which is like a problem in Fate's PvP as well. So I do like any kind of PvP in Fire Emblem, no matter how unbalanced it might be. It's just really fun to me. So I'm actually really excited about this game mode. So you'll pretty much have to try this game mode with practice duels or free duels and see for yourself how it functions, what works for you from your barracks. It's of course going to be a different situation for everyone. And in a couple of days, I'll definitely be making a guide on how you can, play in Summoner's Duels. Of course, right now it's way too early to have a definitive metagame, but in a month, we're definitely going to be having a lot of team compositions, which are going to be quite oppressive, and strategies. But as far as I'm concerned, from what I can see, Kanto is insane here. Save skills are really insane with Kanto. Mobility is going to be amazing. A dancer really helps because you can refresh that attacker basically who has got high threat range. And Yuri with his foul play is actually really foul to face. I do not have a Yuri unfortunately, but as you can see, my opponent here did have a Yuri and they just put their arm in front of my team here with Yuri, as you'll see. So yeah, these kinds of units are going to be pretty annoying, and you need to save the movement of the really strong attacking unit, which I was doing with my Erika. Even in that previous match you would have seen. So the assist skills are going to be really helpful here, like Smite or Reposition, and Kanto or the Trace skills are of course going to be good. You can use one harmonized skill per turn, counting as an action used. So I just foddered off my Dorothea here because it was totally worth it. I am not really scared of his Nisala here, and even if my Erika dies here, I'm completely fine because they just have one unit left. I'm pretty much winning at this point. So yeah, I think this is definitely going to be having some complex strategies, and I've really found this game mode really fun. So of course I'll be making more videos in future as well, but this is pretty much how you can get started and what things you have to keep in mind with the team building as well as the rewards. So yeah, they might add ranks later on and maybe some kind of units which could make it easier. I'm not really too sure, but as of right now, what it stands is that this game mode just provide you with some more options of playing with your friends and like really unique gameplay, which we didn't really have before. It's kind of like chess. So let me know in the comments what you think about this game mode. I'll be definitely eager to hear that. I'm personally just overjoyed with this kind of new content, honestly. So that is going to be my first impression and FEH Channel discussion. So I'll be eager to hear all of your thoughts in the comments, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to share this video with their friends if they're just wanting a video so that they can catch up to all of the new info, or they just want to get started on Summoner's Duel. I'll of course be making in-depth guides on pretty much all of these topics later on as well. So if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to leave a like and a comment, helps me tremendously. And if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks and by becoming a YouTube member down below. And for more FEH videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I wish YouTube sub boxes were about as functional as Yuri in this game mode. So that's it, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.